Now, sleeping in the same bed as your baby is something that most parents have done at some stage, but the National Institute for Health and Care Excellence, NICE as it's known, has released new recommendations in order to help parents understand the risks and the possible link between co-sleeping and sudden infant death syndrome.
Yeah, needless to say, many of you have been getting in touch with us about this, saying medical guidance on this issue is rather confusing. Dr. Hillary is here to clarify the advice.
Yes, every year more than 200 babies in England and Wales die from sudden infant death syndrome, and new research suggests that sharing a bed with your baby could be a contributing factor. To avoid this, we've traditionally been told the safest way for a child under 12 months to sleep is on its back in a cot in the parent's bedroom. Now, whilst that advice is still encouraged, the updated guidance is that the link between SIDS and co-sleeping is greater if the parent has recently consumed alcohol. The risk also increases if the parent is taking medication or drugs and if the infant was born premature or had a low birth weight. We spoke to some mothers about whether they sleep with their child.
I don't think it's safe, to be honest. I don't trust myself I don't consider myself as a safe sleeper.
If I've ever been out to the pub and had a drink, then I'll sleep in another room and let mum sleep with the baby. I stopped smoking a long time ago.
When she's next to me in the bed, I can feel her breathing. I will wake up the moment something's wrong.
When they cried, I would wake up and breastfeed, but then I just found it easier to put them straight back in the Moses basket than in bed with me.
Well, let's talk about this with parenting expert Sarah Ockwell-Smith. Very good morning to you.
Good morning.
What's your experience with co-sleeping with your children?
With my own children, I shared a bed with my final two children. I have 4 children. With my youngest, she shared a bed, went until she was in her first year of life, and it helped us all to get more sleep.
And why not with the first two?
Just because I wasn't as confident as most new mothers are, and I think I was a bit scared by health professionals and parenting experts, which is ironic considering what I do, about it being dangerous and making a water for my own back.
Yeah.
Well, this is what the point that Samantha raises. Far too dangerous, in my opinion. She says, why put your baby at risk? Yes, you may think it's cute and sweet, but accidents do happen, and they do.
They do, and for some people, so for instance, those who formula feed or for those who smoke or are on medication or drink alcohol, it's very dangerous and they shouldn't do it. That's not what I'm saying at all. For a certain group of people, I believe you're going to put some safe guidelines on your website. Research has actually shown it is no more dangerous than babies sleeping in a cot. What we do know is that it aids breastfeeding, and actually if there's one thing we can do for public health, it would be to get more mothers breastfeeding. That's one of the best things we can do for a baby's health, and the link between helping breastfeeding and bed sharing is so strong. In Japan, they have the lowest SIDS rate in the world, and 40% of parents bed share. It's not the bed sharing that's causing the problems, it's the other things people do and the fact that they're not following safe guidelines and it's not planned.
Now, sleeping in the same bed as your baby is something that most parents have done at some stage.
And we always set a budget, and it's meant to be £10, and I always stick to it, and she always goes over.
Has released new
So then I feel really
recommendations
tight
in order to help parents
If we want something, we
understand
just
the
tell
risks
each other.